This is an overview of the BilletBox Vaporizer, explaining what it is, how it's different, and how it works. The BilletBox is an E-Vaporizer, and it exists to convert smokers into vaporers, with the primary benefit being that smoking is known to kill us and vapor is not. So it's an E-Vaporizer, like an E-Cig, but with a bigger punch, dramatically more e-fluid storage, a much bigger battery capacity, and the capability to adjust the voltage used to produce its vapor, from a light, cool, misty vapor to warm, billowing, eye-dilating, knock-you-on-your-ass type vapor. What sets the BilletBox apart from other performance E-Vaporizers, or what a lot of people call E-Cig mods, is that all of the BilletBox's components are internalized and protected by its machined aluminum enclosure. On most E-Cig mods, it's common to see the e-fluid tank and cartomizer or atomizer on the outside of the device. This makes them fairly vulnerable in the case of an accidental drop to the ground. It also makes the units really long, and if you're like me and ride around on a chopped Harley with no saddlebags, you have to keep your vaporizer in your front pocket, and a 6.5 to 7.5 inch long vaporizer in your front pant pocket is not only false advertising, but just a little too long to carry around comfortably. On the front of the BilletBox, you'll see the main firing button, and this is used to start the unit producing vapor. On the top is a brass screw which holds the 510 drip tip, aka your mouthpiece. This brass screw is also used to secure the internal tank. Loosening it will allow the tank to be removed, which is really only necessary when replacing the cartomizer, as the tank is refillable without being removed from the main body. Tightening the brass screw will secure the tank back into place and make the necessary electrical connections. On the side of the BilletBox, these three slits are the air intake for unobstructed airflow to the cartomizer. In the back of the unit is the locking slide cover that is operated simply by sliding it up or down and is locked into place when closed by a spring-loaded stainless steel ball bearing. This ball rides in a track milled into the slide plate, and then when it is about 1/4 inch from being completely closed, a little more pressure will hop that ball into a notch, locking it into place. Same amount of force in the opposite direction will open it up. On the inside, we have the e-fluid tank with a topped off capacity of 6.5 milliliters. On the upper left of the tank, you can see this black nitrile rubber ball. This ball is spring-loaded with a stainless steel spring, and the ball makes a valve that is used to quickly inject e-fluid into the tank without making a mess or having to remove the tank from the main unit. On the left, we have an engraved variable voltage dial, and this regulates the voltage delivered to the cartomizer from 4 volts to 5.5 volts, with 4.75 volts right in the dead center of the dial. With a standard resistance cartomizer, 4.75 volts is the most common voltage setting with the best compensation between vapor production and cartomizer lifespan. At the bottom is the battery compartment engraved with polarity and profile outline showing the orientation of how the batteries are inserted. The standalone BilletBox unit comes just with what I have in my hand, but to operate the BilletBox, it will require a few replaceable, disposable type parts that are not included and that we do not offer for sale quite yet. Most existing vapors will have some of these parts laying around, but they are all readily available from most major online E-Cig suppliers. The BilletBox will require two 3.7 volt 1634-0 batteries. The name of the battery refers to its physical dimensions in millimeters. In this case, the 16 is the diameter, 34 is its length, and 0 is referencing that it is a circular cylindrical battery. These batteries should be rechargeable, and if they are lithium-ion based, they should be protected. You will need standard resistance 510 cartomizers for tank system use. And what for use with tank systems means is that it will have 1 or 2 holes drilled, punched, or laser cut into the side of the cartomizer, allowing e-fluid from the tank to wick inside and touch the coil. You will need a 510 drip tip, aka the mouthpiece, and these come in an infinite array of styles and colors and materials, and we have yet to find one that is incompatible with the billet box. So any 510 drip tip or mouthpiece will work. And of course you will need whatever e-fluid you want to turn into vapor. We have a video detailing cartomizer and tank preparation, but in this overview I'm going to use this partly filled tank with a cartomizer already installed just to show how the tank is inserted into the device. First, loosen the brass screw a few turns so it doesn't protrude into the tank's compartment. Drop the tank with installed cartomizer into place and then tighten the brass screw until it makes contact with the cartomizer. Then, using a coin, insert it into the brass screw's grooves and tighten just until you feel some snug resistance. This does not need to be, nor should it be, over tightened. Just snug is what we're after. To install the batteries, install the negative flat side of the battery first, then push down on the positive end until you hear an audible click. And this click lets us know that we have good continuity between the battery and battery contacts. Also that the battery is in the right position and not going to obstruct the travel of the slide cover when we insert that. Set the vapor level to whatever voltage you want. I'm going to crank mine up to all the way to King Max, and then close the lid. Install the 510 drip tip, aka your mouthpiece, and now she's all ready to start pumping out vapor. Hit the fire button to get her to start burning her juices, then vape away.